When you go to start a conversation in Spanish, those first few words, do they come out smoothly or do they kind of stutter and sputter like a crappy old car? If that second one is you, the good news is that there are a handful of frases hechas, little fixed expressions that can help your Spanish sound and feel a lot more natural. You can do this in the next few minutes without learning any new grammar. Let's jump in. We're going to look at these phrases in 5 categories: stalling, thoughts and ideas, opportunities, connections, and summaries, stocks. So the first category is stalling and interjecting. These are phrases that help you jump into the conversation and then buy a second or two of time while you figure out what you want to say. A couple useful phrases are bueno and es que. Bueno and es que, you'll often see them together.
Bueno, es que con mi marido...
But you can also see them separate.
Bueno, para mí, creatividad es...
Es que las madres y los padres nos hacemos...
So you can think of es que as kind of the thing is that. And bueno acts like well. So the two together help you explain things, provide excuses, stall for time, and that kind of thing. So instead of starting your sentence with a, well, you know, if you just replace those with a bueno, es que, you're going to sound a lot more natural, even if you have no idea what you're going to say. Once you've got the floor, you've interjected with your bueno es que, now you need to spit it out, whatever it is that you want to say. So for that, we need a couple of useful expressions that help us share thoughts and opinions. Me parece que, and if you want to get a little bit fancier, desde mi punto de vista. So me parece que is, to me, it seems that. It seems to me, or it feels like, I think, and desde mi punto de vista, from my point of view. So, a couple examples. Me parece que a este guacamole le falta limón. Or, desde mi punto de vista, el guacamole siempre queda mejor con cebolla picada. Now your turn to practice. Take this fill in the blank and put in one of these 2 options. It seems to me that, or from my point of view, el verano es mejor que el invierno. Sometimes you need to change topics, and if you just jump right into the new one, it can feel a little abrupt. So if I just jump in and say, oye, tienes mostaza en la camiseta, it could feel a little abrupt. Maybe I want to soften it a little bit by including a little by the way or a just in case, one of those little verbal devices that we use. Here are a couple phrases that'll be helpful. A propósito and por si acaso. A propósito means by the way, and it's related through French to the English apropos. So instead of announcing abruptly to my friend that they have mustard on their shirt, I can say, oye, a propósito, tienes un poco de mostaza en la camiseta. Or better yet, I could tell them before they spill the mustard on their shirt, por si acaso, toma estas servilletas por si se te cae mostaza en la camiseta. By the way, this por si structure is pretty useful in Spanish. You'll see it in other expressions like por si te interesa, in case you're interested, or por si no lo sabías, in case you didn't know. Now practice again, filling in this blank. By the way, or just in case, encontré unos vuelos baratos a San Juan. Segues are great. No, not those. The kind that help you connect one phrase to another. So that's why the next category is connection phrases. Here are 2 useful ones. En cuanto a and hablando de. En cuanto a means as far as. And hablando de means just what it sounds like, speaking of, and it's used just like we use it in English. So for example, en cuanto a la comida, ¿qué van a servir? Or, hablando de eso, ayer recibí una llamada del contador. Now it's your turn to practice. Fill in this blank with speaking of or as far as. Las vacaciones, ¿a dónde quieres ir? The last category will help you wrap things up, finish telling a story in Spanish. Which, by the way, very soon I'm going to make a video on how to tell a story in Spanish. So if you don't want to miss that one, click the subscribe button below. So here are a couple of phrases that'll help you wrap up a story. Resulta que and a fin de cuentas. Resulta que sounds like it results that, and it means it turns out that. For example,
No.
Luke, resulta que yo soy tu padre. a fin de cuentas, no importa cuánto dinero tengas si tu perro no te quiere. Now, fill in the blank with one of these two options that we just looked at. It turns out that, or at the end of the day, estamos hablando de cosas distintas. So we've got bueno, es que, me parece que, desde mi punto de vista, por si acaso, a propósito, en cuanto a, hablando de, resulta que, y a fin de cuentas. And if you want to be able to use these phrases in conversation, there's a really important next step, and that is to watch this video next so that you learn how to actually remember the vocabulary that you learn.